lies, falsehoods, deceiving words, innuendos that are unjust. All of these will eventually come to an end. And when we're left with truth, what will the world be like? Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 3 of Torah portion Pinchas, dark-skinned. A little more of a somber tone today, perhaps. I've been reading the words that open up chapter 26 of the book of Bamidbar. And it came to be after the plague. After the plague. That phrase, after the plague, is just resounding in my mind and in my spirit. It could be said, after the zeal of Pinchas ended the plague. From the time that Israel moved out from Mount Sinai, Har Horeb, and we see the words at the end of chapter 10 of this book. Let Yah arise and let his enemies be scattered. Let them flee from before him, those who hate him. Return, O Yah, to the myriads of Am Israel. From that point and to the end of this last chapter that we've studied, chapter 25, one incident after the other, reveals a complaining nature, unbelief, accusation and slander not only of Moshe and Aaron, but of Yahweh himself, a rejection of manna, judgment of Yah fallen upon the people. It has been a disaster. And I've used the phrase that the wheels have fallen off the wagon. When the wheels fall off the wagon and you're still trying to move, it's just a drudgery of dragging things along until you can get the wheels back on. Nothing's going to work and work correctly. Now that we come to chapter 26 and the words are after the plague, things seem to go much, much better. Now, these are not still a perfect people, and in the book of Devarim that we are preparing to enter into already, it would seem that there is still a need of strong admonishment to this people. I'd like to tell you that when folks are born again, and filled with the spirit of Messiah, Yeshua, and the breath of Yah breathes on them, and they're gifted in the Ruach HaKodesh, and they study the Torah, and they seek to pursue it and observe it, that the problems all go away. Some of us have shared with our friends who are still in a previous system where we were, as we hear them talk about their congregational issues and bad leadership on occasion, mismanagement, wrong decisions, etc. We seem to suggest to them, well, it's because of where you're at. And if you were doing what I'm doing and we were a part of this congregation or my living room group, or you would come and study with me, all of that would go away. And the reality is, no, it wouldn't. The problem is that when we leave wherever it is that we have been and go to wherever it is that we are going, we bring our baggage with us. For all the difference in the methodologies of our study and the focus of our study, until we deal with our problems and our inner workings of our stuff, we're still the same individual. We're just doing different things until the plagues stop. And the question is, how many plagues have to come? How many disasters do we have to go through? How much stuff do we have to sift through before we can come to a place that we're ready to obey and we're ready to be zealous for our King and honor and live by his word. Let me ask you a hard-hitting question. Are the pagans of this world more zealous and loyal to the lies and deceptions of their false gods and idols than Am Israel would be for Yah, for his Torah, and for his Mashiach? It would seem that those who live deceptively, those who live in gross idolatry and sin, those that come on TV, the internet, the movie screen, and lie to us, and we can see lie written across their forehead. We know that they're lying to us. We elbow one another and say, yeah, there they go again. And yet it would seem that they are more committed to their lies, and they know they're lying. But they're more committed to their lies and their lying agendas than sometimes we are to Yah. Because being loyal to Yah means being loyal to his people. And it means forgiving and healing and restoring. And it means giving them the best version of ourselves so that we can be a healing agent and not another source of contention and strife. What follows this phrase after the plague is the counting again of the people. This is to count again the armed forces, and we end up with a figure of 601,045. Let's see, let me get this correct. I misread that. 601,730. Trying to combine two verses at the same time. A little less than what was original. Still a formidable army. Yah has just said, we're going to distress the Midianites. We're going to get back at them and take our vengeance upon them for the way that they distressed us and way that they caused us many lives with the plague. What follows, though, after the counting is tribal allotment. And what does this mean then? I thought we were going to battle. You mean with the counting of the army, we're not going to fight? Well, there's a fight coming, but not yet. What follows then is an understanding that the larger the part of the army, the larger the tribal allotment. I've shared this before, but it's worth mentioning here again, and that is that Yah will give to you and I not only what we are capable of defending, but what we are willing to defend. How is it that we would ask him for more insight, more truth, more understanding if we do not defend what we already have? By defending it, I mean implementing it. If you already understand things in the Word, put them into practice. Show yourself faithful. Show yourself studious. Is not the words of Rav Shaul to young Timothy? Study to show yourself approved. Be ready instant and be instant in season and out of season. That is, when you learn it, do it. Actually, do it and you will learn it. And Yah is looking for those that he can give more to. Yeshua told us the parable of the talents, and to the one that was most capable, the most was given. To the one who showed himself incapable, even what he had was taken away. Yah's looking for key people to rise up in this key hour and walk in obedience and be ready to seize that which he has entrusted to them. The plagues are going to stop. The lies are going to stop. Truth is going to prevail. Light is going to overcome darkness. We are going to see a victory. But when it's all said and done, and when the dust is settled, are you going to be Am I going to be one of those individuals with hands full and ready to put them into action? More tomorrow. Till then, shalom.